Recently about how Harry and Meghan have been, shall we say, moved away from the fact that they're not going to be invited to any of those major award shows. And rightly so, some people might say, what do they actually bring to the party? I mean, the bottom line is, yes, at one point they could have brought a bit of glitz and glamour, but what we've seen they bring is fake car chases and negativity about security, all of that sort of stuff, focusing on themselves. Meghan virtually wrestled those people at the Kevin Costner event to the ground to grab the microphone. But now the award season, as it's known, the Critics' Choice, the Golden Globes, all of that sort of stuff, are really taking a hemorrhaging in the TV ratings. And there's a huge, huge problem for them, because I think there's an apathy. I don't know if you agree on this, that, celebrities just don't have the clout that you and me remembered or indeed enjoyed. There were superstars of their day. And I know I'm harking back to a golden period, say the likes of Elizabeth Taylor, Rock Hudson, Mae West, Marilyn Monroe, that sort of stuff. And even in the latter part, the beautiful Anne Margaret, Jane Seymour, the former Bond girl, there were glamorous people. Now, we're switching off in droves, but they believe at the Oscars they've got the ideal thing to make sure that we will return without being offended. As ever, let me explain. Morning, how are you? Nice to see you. Yes, I know we should all get an award, shouldn't we, for sitting through this? Sorry, I'll wave a bit more. You're right, yes. No, we should get an award for sitting through this, shouldn't we? What do you mean you agree? I know, yeah. But you do, don't you? Do you ever watch TV programs and think, how did this win an award? Who said this was a good idea? I know. Yes, I know. This is why we agree on this channel. This is the thing. You do watch these alleged Oscar-winning films and think, really? People voted for this, I've enjoyed better episodes of Scooby-Doo than some of these alleged great performances. But this is now going to be a big problem for the Oscars. You see, it's got a new home over here in the United Kingdom. That's right, ITV. After over 20 years at Sky, they dumped it simply because the ratings were dire and it simply cost too much. Now, the Oscars were the creme de la creme, weren't they, of the sort of award season. Everybody wanted to go. Everybody wanted to be seen on the red carpet. I've covered them on a number of occasions, and I was lucky enough to meet some of the greats, the latter part of that era. Now I would be really hard pressed to know who these people are. You think, who's that? Yes, people like Cate Blanchett and, Dame Helen Mirren and people, but, they're few and far between, aren't they? But now the Oscars have decided to go down this particular severe route. And as ever, we have to say allegedly, but this is their plan. You see, of late, have you noticed how when anybody picks up an award, they feel it's their due right to lecture us about their political beliefs and where we're going wrong with climate change, you name it, boring, literally, people to tears, and tears switching off. And they tried the Oscars. They would start off with the orchestra to try and play them off. They wouldn't shift. Even a magnet wouldn't get them off, But now they've come up with this. If you get political and you decide to lecture people or, bring in war zones and stuff like that, well, simply you'll be banned for 10 years. That's right. So, this is the only way that will make, they believe, celebrities actually behave. And when you think about it, it's about time they brought it in. We're there to be entertained. We're there maybe to see a bit of glamour, a few quips, that sort of stuff. The golden age, of course, of wonderful Oscar hosts, like Bob Hope, have now gone. And of course, recently, we've seen lecture upon lecture. They're basically saying, well, with all of these new companies taking the Oscars around the world, they don't want political statements because they don't want to have to bleep it or edit it out. If they are, they're not going to pay the full money. Looks like for now, someone's telling Oscar exactly what to do. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.